Today I want to talk to my clients who are in the home building industry, and more specifically those clients who are either considering or already signed up for a parade of homes or tour of homes or home show or whatever it is that your particular association calls it. I want to make sure that you have the highest return on investment and make sure that it matches your marketing strategy. Now, when it comes to the parade of homes, there's lots of different things that you have to decide. Everything from marketing and advertising to construction to which contractors you're going to use to build the actual house. Today, though, I just want to talk about product selection, because likely that was the first question that came into your mind or the mind of your team when you first decided to put in for the parade of homes. What size of house am I going to build? What type of furnishings and design? How are we going to present this house to the audience that walks through the door? I'm going to talk about 3 different concepts today that hopefully will be a guide for you and will help answer some questions to make sure that your experience, both your money and your time that you're going to invest into this process, to have the highest return. The first concept I want to talk about is making the right choice when it comes to size and design. Now, it's very important that we consider that. And if you're one of my clients, you have a marketing strategy that was built on psychographics and demographics and the viability of the build job or the ability to sell your product within the marketplace that you're targeting. Now, if you were to build a product that is way outside of the range of what we've clearly defined as a marketable market for your particular product, then you're going to have some problems at the parade of homes. The reason why that's true is that every year we see builders who have built their business on 1,500 square foot to 2,500 square foot houses, and they go build an 8,000 square foot mansion. Now, are the other builders impressed? Is the general public impressed? Are you showing that you can build a house that big? Absolutely, no question about that. Nobody's questioning your capability. Have you alienated your target market? Probably have. Will you walk away with a contract? Probably not, because all of the rest of your marketing and your strategy and your effort has not been towards that market. Now, does that mean that you have to build a run-of-the-mill house? No. You can build still a beautiful house, but you need to make sure it's within the range of the target market that's clearly defined in your marketing strategy. Now, the second concept is something that happens way too often in the building industry, and especially in these situations where you have a chance to showcase and be put up right next to your competition. We want to make sure that the decisions that you make are focused on return on investment rather than ego. Now, in this industry, ego is a big problem, right? And a lot of times, builders will make really poor decisions, such as we talked about before, building a house outside of their strategy or outside of their target market. And they'll focus on that, and they'll allow the ego to drive them to make some, frankly, really poor decisions. Make sure that you and your team are hyper-focused on every decision that you make matching your target demographic and matching that strategy that you've put together for your particular business. Remember, the builder who sells a house either before or during the parade of homes and walks out with a few contracts out the end, that's the builder that wins ultimately. We want to make sure that you're making some great sales and, again, having a great return on your investment. The third concept I want to talk about is making sure that you have a clearly defined goal or at least a real good sense of what the expected outcome is going to be for you to be satisfied that the return on investment, your time and your money into the parade of homes was worth it. Now, let's take the example of a builder who builds 2 or 3 high-end custom houses a year, but the bulk of their business, the 85–90% of their business, is building more of a midline house, and that's what they've really built their business on, and that's what the strategy is really after. So there's 2 schools of thought when it comes to this. One, they could build a house that's at the higher end of their market to try to attract those 2 or 3 to fill up their schedule for the next 12 months. Or they can hope to build a house that's going to match a larger percentage of their target market and try to write enough contracts or at least get enough prospects or leads to go down the sales funnel so that they can write those contracts throughout the rest of the year. Now, either one is okay. Either one is a fine strategy to do. Just make sure that you don't do one strategy with the other expected result. If you build a house that's on the higher end of your market and you only walk away with a couple of good prospects, and your goal was for the opposite, then you're going to find yourself pretty disappointed in your experience, and I don't want that to happen. I want to make sure that what the experience for you matches the goal that you've originally set when you decided to go on this journey. My friends, if you keep these three things in mind, to make sure that you choose the right size, to think in terms of return on investment rather than ego, and to make sure that you have a clearly defined goal, I'm confident that you'll have an excellent parade and that your sales funnel will be full and you'll have the opportunity to talk to new people and new prospects that you otherwise wouldn't have had access to. The Parade of Homes is a great way to fortify your brand and to really solidify what your capabilities are and the type of quality and the type of message that you want your target market to know. Now, if you don't have a marketing strategy, or if you don't have a clearly defined look at who your target market is, I warn you, this journey is going to be expensive and it's going to take a lot of time and a lot of effort, and likely you're going to be pretty disappointed with the result. You need to spend the time and the money to create that marketing strategy and to know exactly what the psychographics and demographics are for your target market. Now, if you need my help, you can call me at 435-767-1032, or you can visit me on the web at www.ironforgemedia.com.